Every one of you watching this screen, look out.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What did I tell you about cartoons?
They've got a lot of brains, and they've got a lot of chutzpah.
Tell me how comic books make you feel, Dave.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hello there, this is Frantz, Kantor, illustrator, cartoonist, Toon Talker. I'm here with
Jim Bridges, and I'm the president of the Australian Cartoon Museum. And we get criticised for not doing enough Australian material.
by you.
By me, yes.
Who are we doing today? This is David Dunstan, otherwise known as Loopydave.
Loopydave.
This is a Trinket publishing book, published book, The Art of Loopydave.
Yes. No need to get silly. And he does a lot of glamour work, but it's glamour work with attitude and funny.
Yeah.
And there he's personalised it.
He
You rock, man.
Yeah, this is written to
Nice
me.
loops.
Well, you'd expect somebody that would practice writing his zeros or his, pardon me, zeros, his O's.
Yeah.
With a name like Loopydave. So that's a really cool name, actually. I love the name Loopydave.
Yeah, I think it's a cool name too. And here he is, this great little drawing of a penguin having nicey pollen as a fish inside the ice, licking it.
You'd be forgiven thinking that this is a very airbrushed effect. A lot of his work has got really, really cool amount of details in it, but doesn't sacrifice this beautiful composition and his penchant for cartoon and caricature. It's actually best known for. So we'll explore that as we get more into the book. So this was published in 2013, and first edition printed in Korea, Trinket Publishing, which you can probably still purchase online.
See, there's the ad.
Yeah.
And of course, he's more interested in the gag at the back. Although he likes the shoes, he's enjoyed designing those shoes, hasn't he?
Well, I think this is the boyfriend being chased in the background, chased away by an alien.
Yeah.
This is sort of a take on the Barbarella,
Yeah.
Space Girl idea. This is beautiful. One thing I really love about it is there's this incredible side lighting, this rim lighting, which makes them very, very three-dimensional. But we'll look more into that as we get on. So we'll talk a little bit about his technique. Apparently, he doesn't. In the early days, he didn't use a pen tool at all. He used to paint with a mouse, which is extraordinary. So the amount of detail in here, which means you've got to really have a good control and be very patient.
So he started with a mouse. My God.
Yeah, well, all of these are drawn. You'll see later on that he really does beautiful, tight drawings.
See, that's a very funny drawing.
Pax.
That's right.
Pax Romana.
But, that's a Roman soldier, and, they were brutal. And then she's got her piece on her side, showing a bit of buttock there. Yeah,
but look at the beautiful perspective.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect, you look at an incredible handle on perspective and anatomy and, and attention to detail. So a lot of these little things, the little rivets and stuff that you can see, and the textures, everything is done beautifully. There's really a love of drawing, a love of the
and this drawing
research
is one of the most balanced pieces of drawings I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's deliberately done that, but look at this toe
and the dance like
hand.
An Egyptian.
Yeah, and just keeping it perfectly, And of course, the swirling, he's captured that really well too. And of course, he's got the colour bit, which is thicker material.
Yeah, but he's got a lovely sense of design.
Yeah.
As well. Composition, colour palette, everything is so beautiful.
And it's funny. It's still funny.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, he grew up like me. He grew up, looking at Mad magazine, so he would be really, really influenced, and he has that sort of sense of humour. You'll see anyway.
But I've
as
never
we get
seen
on some of the
anybody.
gags.
I've never
Look at his
Can you
expression.
turn that page back, please?
Yeah.
I've never seen any drawing like glamour girl pictures like that in my life. That's one of the most balanced drawings you've ever seen.
Yeah, but look at the Nefertiti type of hieroglyph.
Yeah.
You've got the girl drinking the, I think it's a McDonald's Coke.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
So there's a lot of influences happening here. But there's again with the design of orcs, the design of the armor, all of these things. There's a love of these details. And you can tell.
Well, he doesn't go overboard.
Incredible amount of patience.
He doesn't go overboard with the sexuality either. He doesn't push it forward. I mean, it's just part of the
they all
picture.
have,
just part of the picture because, like,
the caricature,
her face, and what she's doing, desexualizes the picture in a way.
Well, look at her body language.
Yeah.
She's no more fighting. Yeah. Yes, and she's taking a phone call. She called the fight on account of a phone. So of a phone call. So some of these are, I don't know what the context is, but every one of his illustrations tells a visual story.
Yeah, and attitude and
so
funny.
they could
They're
be,
all funny.
some of them
funny.
are from advertising.
So this is lethargic, down on your bloodlust. You need. I can't even pronounce that. How do you pronounce that? Can you pronounce that?
Berserk.
Berserk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the insane energy. So
the vowels are taken.
This is a turf. Obviously send up of Conan and Frechetta, and yet he's got a Frechetta girl here, and she's saying, "Worst job I've ever. I'm going to kill my agent."
Yeah.
And I'm sort of.
There's enough there, like especially with the spear and the dead hands
body
and,
and a bit of skull.
There's enough there to refer back to
the
actual.
What's he doing there?
I don't even know that.
That's right.
That's probably a little bit of.
Let's stick something that doesn't belong in there.
Well, yeah. I don't know what that is. It could be an Indiana Jones reference.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But
it's just
the
how
quality
much
of the line,
wow,
the quality of the detail,
expression.
Yeah, it's a great standard of commercial art, and yet it's very funny. It doesn't have to have that,
Yeah. So, and I did just realise that it's a stampede. She's leading a stampede.
Yeah.
But look at the detail, the amount of detail that he's got in there. You could almost what's that famous Holbein painting of a mirror in the back of a painting? Was it Holbein? No. Arnold Feeney and his wife.
No, that's Van Eyck.
Van Eyck.
Yeah, but that's also a curved.
Yeah, but he painted himself in the painting.
Yes.
The artist's picture in there, in the mirror in the background. You could almost imagine that happening here in the reflections,
And you see, this picture is really funny because...
this is lovely.
Yeah, this picture is really funny because you're supposed to be showing off the female body, and he doesn't give a stuff about that, and he's covering up her face, and you only see little bits of it, just really funny.
Yeah, so they're kind of loosely based on the concept of the pin-up.
Yeah, yes.
But they're very, very funny.
There's still pin-ups. There's still pin-ups, but there's...
This I've censored myself. I had to put that in there. Otherwise, we get demonetized. But you can see that, there's no stone gets left unturned.
You've been given
so much detail.
She's been given the pink...
This is the calendar.
She's been given a pink slip by Frantz Kantor.
But this is an example of his pencils. So you can see how accomplished he is.
Yeah, well, look at the balance here.
Fluidity and the detail.
Look at the balance. Look at the balance. And all that work.
Well, the balance is imposed. The composition balance is imposed by this simple shape. Yeah, but it's an incredible amount of a love of detail and a love of expression. So there's so much meaning and story in all of these illustrations. That's pencil, isn't it? On paper.
Yeah, very nice.
Because you wouldn't get that.
So he really started using a mouse.
Yeah. So all of these are done, coloured with a mouse. They're painted.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of like the Crocodile Dundee is the Australian flag, you know. But I mean, he cares more about the crocodile than the girl. Look at the foot.
Yeah, she's had a tussle. You can see she's got some part of her
clothing.
wardrobe.
Yeah.
And this is based on Gil Elvgren's pin-up of the girl in the... I don't know if she was a cowgirl, but could be. Beautiful stuff. This I've seen around.
That's little Frantz Kantor with his 3D glasses on it, isn't it?
Yeah, so, I love crocodiles. They're just beautiful things to paint.
How do you know it's a crocodile? It could be an alligator.
It could be an alligator.
What's the difference?
You'd have to have a
Porky Pig is a alligator.
Yeah.
Now that's funny.
One's salt water and one's fresh water, I think.
No.
Yeah. In America it is.
Oh, but everything's in America.
So, this, again, another crocodile. So you might think,
Nice lighting.
Yeah.
Nice
It is nice lighting.
Very nice lighting. All the light's coming from his drink. Goldfish lager. Well, that's obviously a send-up, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Putting the unwanted gill-bearing aquatic craniate in your beer since 1879. Yeah, what's a send-up?
Beautifully done. So some of these would be for advertising illustrations. But he has like a really strong influence of, obviously cartoons, Warner Brothers, and animation, and pop art. So this is sort of, again, it's another pin-up. These are both sort of pin-ups.
It's
takes on pin-ups.
It's a pin-up, but it's more about her attitude than her body. And pin-ups are all about the body. And this is fun. It's a great little gag about a tail, coming around the 8-ball. But yeah, these aren't guilty pleasures,
What's a guilty pleasure?
Well, a guilty pleasure is looking at a pin-up. Yeah. These aren't guilty.
No, these are more than pin-ups.
Yeah, much more. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of caricatured pin-ups.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Derby star.
Flogging oil. Yeah. Nice little touch of the little.
Yeah.
And see, there's another perfect example, as I was saying before. These are situations that little Annie Fanny and people like that find themselves in, but he goes more for the actual situation as opposed to anybody else would be having the breast hanging out. He doesn't need that. He's more into the funny of the situation, of her situation.
Yeah, they're not overtly nude or anything. I think they're fine.
And that's sort of like it's realistic, but it's a caricature at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, every element's caricatured. The hands, it just like me, I use caricature for a really in-depth story.
This is why character is so important.
You tend to simplify.
Have you
and
ever
exaggerate.
seen a better Betty Page than that? Ever? And it's a caricature of her.
Yeah.
And she does stuff like that, But he's got it more,
Yeah. But he loves angles, straights and curves. If you really wanted to study Betty Page, if you ever wanted to study the figure, you should, study what Loopydave does with the figure, because everything is important, even the wrinkles on the undersole of the foot.
Yeah.
The pose itself, the balance of hair, the way that he does hair. It's so beautiful.
I love the balance of these pictures. That's the strongest thing I see, the balance.
Yeah, but everything is attended to, the correct shadows, the perspective of all of these elements, the side lighting, the rim lighting, to give it a sense of three-dimensional property.
So most of his work would be in advertising, surely.
Beautiful.
Look at the lighting on this one.
Yeah. So he's no stranger
Look
to
at
the
pig's
dramatic.
face. Look at the pig's face.
Yeah, but there's detail within the shadows itself. You can see even the nipples on the pig's underbelly,
and the little pigs at the back.
Yeah.
And the little fish. Look, see the fish in the bottle. And it's even got little splashes in the bottle.
Well, it's the thing.
Lots of tiny little.
When people
You're
started
right.
to work digitally, they were able to zoom right in.
Yeah.
Without a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
So the first time you could zoom into the picture.
Yeah.
So that gave you the ability to actually put in more than you needed in terms of the detail. That is one of the best caricatures of a car I've ever seen in my entire life. To be able to do this is, in my book, it's unrivaled. I think that's magnificent. That's really difficult.
That's better than a crumb car, is it?
It's a different. Crumb did different cars.
He didn't really use colour, did he?
No.
Yeah. And he's never used computers.
Crumb.
No.
El Zombo, that's a beautiful wrestler. That's a fantastic wrestler. Very sort of Arnold Schwarzenegger type of, proportions, I guess. And that's what you're kind of alluding to with the cigar, perhaps.
Look at the face on this bird, on this horse.
That's again, it's like a take on a Disney trope or a Disney idea.
Well, it's also the merry-go-round legs, on the merry-go-round.
Yeah, but they're not as knotty as this.
No, but it's so funny.
This is really beautiful.
This is why I love caricature, because you can caricature anything and you make it even better,
So we go back into the pencils. Look at that. This is the rhythm.
The only thing that
in that beautiful pose.
She's slimmer than a Frascetti. That's obviously Frazetta,
yeah.
Frazetta, but he makes a joke. He puts a bird on her head.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It is. Yeah.
And this is Jeff Jones, and the pig slips here again. But look at the patterns and the lighting in that tree.
And it's pencil and paper. I've yet to ask him what sort of paper he'd use for this. It could. Looking at the tooth of it is probably.
Can you talk anything about Dave? Do you know much about his career?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, because the problem with advertising is when you do.
The problem with advertising is advertising.
No, the problem with advertising is it runs at the discretion of the. It's not like magazine illustrations.
Yeah, I know.
Or
It's
newspapers.
the clients.
Yeah, so I've only seen some of these, but it's like my own stuff. I've only ever seen some of that. I've never seen all of it.
This is magnificent, isn't it? It's just look at those tiny eyes. Plus, he's got the balance. He's got the light from the reflector in the eyes. Such a funny drawing. Cat got his tongue. And this is look at this. Look at this. I've never seen a cheetah look so human.
But see what happens with the side lighting. You've got this reflection. It gives the feeling of the oiled skin with suntan oil.
Yeah.
So you get the reflection of the sky and the water.
Yeah.
As it's all got like a relevance to it, like a truth to it.
And like having the seagull on his shoulder hangs shit on him, and like that you expect her to have that one, and him to have that board. But no, like there's lots of reverse humour going on,
Just look at that one there, the blush on the soles of the feet.
Yeah. And look, just a section there, how they is. It's really nice. I've never seen an armour drawing like that before.
Yeah, look, it's just his attention to detail. When you meet him, you understand that he is a really, really clever and observant artist. So not many people. You can't say that about everybody. No. Certainly not me.
Well,
but he is incredibly observant.
All that work.
This is a caricature of a Rembrandt.
No. Rubens. Fat bottom girls. Rubenesque girls have got big. They're big and busty. That's a Rubens.
Oh, here we go. Peter Paul Booty Boy Rubens.
Yeah, it's Rubens.
Yeah. And that hat threw me.
That's Vinny. That's Vinny.
I was thinking of
they're wearing hats like that in that Rembrandt. They're cutting up the guy.
Yeah.
No, that's just
Doctor at Large. Doctor in the House. Nearly, I was nearly right.
The anatomy lesson. Yeah, now,
That's it.
They're both great gags, and not only are they great gags, all the work he's done in. You know.
Yeah, even the direction of the brushstrokes.
And look at all this line, this little line on the edge of the bandage. You know,
the bandage. Yeah. Yeah, well, the computer allows you to get into those details. You weren't able to do that before.
Yeah.
So even the pencil. These are the pencils. These are beautiful pencils.
Yeah, they're wonderful. I was saying before that Heinrich Clay did all those. That German artist did some. He's probably got to be one of the most greatest artists of all time. And of course, Disney pinched him for the crocodiles dancing in Fantasia, and then Bruno Bassetti pinched his to send up for Fantasia, and he pinched it, and he drew the crocodiles like that, and that's a riff on Bruno Bassetti's crocodile. But look at it, it's just it's got so much life in it.
Yeah, and beautiful perspective as well.
Look at that music.
Yeah.
This guy's great too.
Yeah, so you can see from the original idea, the original pencil sketches, being able to zoom in, you're able to get so much more detail. You've got the reflections in the spit, and the spit falling out of the mouth, and the fillings in the teeth, and it just goes on and on and on.
Hang on. He doesn't have fillings.
There, what are they?
Yeah, but
they look like
fillings, but
they're dark spots.
They're probably
that's a gold tooth there, isn't it?
Oh, well, I'm being historically correct. I could be wrong.
Well, I'm being hysterically correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And let's
$100 bills.
Let's
caricature
a $100 bill.
Yeah. Who's on the $100 bill?
That's Benj.
Is it?
Benji baby. Benjamin Franklin. Who did the first political cartoon in American history.
Yeah.
And Craig Ferguson.
That's right.
He has it tattooed on his arm.
Yep.
Join or die.
Yeah. Zombie 101.
See, they have attitude.
Yeah.
All his girls have attitude. They're not just your bimbos.
That's an extreme perspective, too.
Yeah. They're not just bimbos. Look at that line.
And leather.
Yeah.
Leather texture.
They're all got attitude.
So everything has
they're all got attitude.
Incredible amount of detail, and really, it's a love of the detail that he's telling us here. So it's not just the lighting, the mood, the composition, the line work, the caricature. So everything is caricatured. So, that just gives you an excuse, really, to have fun. And you can tell that there's a lot of fun to be had here.
Jungle Queen. What is it? Nuts, is it? What is it? Some drink. Look at her basket. Yeah. Only 5 cents.
Yeah. Beautifully done. Is that a process? There's a little bit of a process on the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these are beautiful. It's using the clouds as a
tweet.
That's really gorgeous. See no evil, hear no evil.
Speak no evil. What you guts no evil.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful work.
And see his typical attitude. The fish is actually, she's been swimming and it's actually taken her pants off. And she's glaring at this fish, and the fish is in trouble. I mean...
He's worried.
Yeah, but the thing is, as I say, like, he gets the chance to sexualise it even more, but he doesn't. He goes for the gag.
Yeah.
He goes for the gag.
Yeah.
Well, Australia should be proud of this bloke.
Yes, Loopydave, otherwise known as David Dunstan. You can catch him on Loopydave.com and all ports in between. Like
it's Loopydave at
no,
Loopydave.
that's his email.
Oh, okay, all right, yep.
Which is private.
Yes, sorry about that.
You're going to read out his phone number?
No, but he's a good bloke, and I really love his stuff.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, David, and thank you for listening and watching. And this is Frantz Kantor and
James Patrick Augustine Bridges saying we'll see you next time.
Okay, doke.
Bye bye.
Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin.